Karbala. Every year, millions of people travel to this city to mark the day one man was killed here. They weep, they beat their chests, they grieve as if it happened yesterday. That man was Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the grandson of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And to understand one of the saddest stories in Islamic history, you have to understand the people who caused it over 1300 years ago. Because Hussein didn't set out for Karbala on his own, he was lured to make a journey that changed the course of history. Thousands in the city of Kufa swore allegiance to him and begged him to come and lead them. But when the moment came, they sold him out. Loyalty in Kufa always followed the gold, and the Umayyads had plenty of it. The same men who had pledged allegiance to Hussein now stood in the army that surrounded him and his family and killed them. Some of the betrayers spent the rest of their lives haunted by what they had done. The mourning you see today traces back to that betrayal. This is the story.
The people of Iraq, they heard that Hussein ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib does not want to give pledge of allegiance to Yazid ibn Muawiyah. And they didn't like Yazid ibn Muawiyah. Their allegiance was towards Ali ibn Abi Talib and the children of Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu anhum. So they wrote a letter to Hussein ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib. Inna bay'anaka, we have given pledge of allegiance to you, Hussein ibn Ali. وَلَا نُرِيدُ إِلَّا أَنْتَ, there is no one else we want except you. And these letters became too much. When the letters reached 500 books, Hussein ibn Ali made a decision. Maybe I should go to the people of Iraq. All of them are coming from not just the people of Iraq, but specifically min Ahl al-Kufa, from the people of Kufa. They're calling him, they're telling him, come to us, come to us. So what does he do? He makes a decision, before I personally go, I'm going to send someone. He sends his cousin, Muslim ibn Aqil ibn Abi Talib. He says to him, go there, go to Kufa, look at the matter. Is it real? Do these people mean it when they send me these letters? Muslim ibn Aqil ibn Abi Talib, when he first landed in Kufa, he stayed in the house of Hani ibn Urwa. Each person is going to play a role in what happens. Hani ibn Urwa's house became the place where people are coming to Muslim ibn Aqil, jama'at wa wuhdana. They're coming in numbers. They're giving pledge of allegiance to Muslim ibn Aqil for Hussein ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib. Who was the governor of Kufa for Yazid ibn Muawiyah? It was none other than the noble companion An-Nu'man ibn Bashir. Yazid placed him there. When it reached An-Nu'man ibn Bashir that Muslim ibn Aqil came to Kufa, he's here, the people are going to him, they're giving pledge of allegiance to Hussein ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib, he did not give any consideration to the matter. Some people, they went to Yazid in Sham and they said to him, are you hearing what's happening in Kufa? Yazid said, no, I haven't heard what's happening in Kufa. He said, tell me what is happening. They said, Muslim ibn Aqil, the people are giving him bay'ah. And Nu'man ibn Bashir, your governor, he's not giving any importance to this. Yazid became angry. He said, okay, if that's the case, he sent Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. And he said, you take over Kufa. And then Nu'man ibn Bashir stepped down. Before that, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad was a governor of Basra. He's taken Basra and Kufa together. May Allah destroy him. He came nighttime to Kufa. Mutalathiman, covered his mouth. Only his eyes could show. As soon as he went by a group of people and he says to them, Assalamu alaikum, they respond to him and they say to him, Wa alaikum assalam, yabna binti Rasulillah. They were thinking it was Hussein, the son of the daughter of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, now he realized that the matter is real. He chose a servant of his by the name of Ma'qil. He told Ma'qil, listen, I want you to spy for me. Find out everything related to this matter. I want you to bring me the head of the snake. Ma'qil came to the city of Kufa and he claimed that he was from Hims. I have 3,000 dinar. A lot of money. He said, this money, I want to give it to Hussein radiyallahu anhu. I want to help the cause. So when they realized that this man is a man who's concerned, who wants to help, they trusted him. So they showed him the house of Hani ibn Urwa. Remember, Hani ibn Urwa is the man that Muslim ibn Aqil is staying with. So he entered Hani ibn Urwa's house. He found Muslim ibn Aqil. He said, I'm a man from Hims. I have 3,000 dinar. I want to help Hussein radiallahu anhu. Can you take this money from me? He said, I also want to give you pledge of allegiance, Muslim ibn Aqil, on behalf of Hussein. And then he kept coming days after days, sitting with them, listening to everything that's happening, what is taking place. When he found out everything he needed to find out, Ma'qil, he went to Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad and he told him what was happening. So Muslim ibn Aqil at this time, he felt that the people were ready. Muslim ibn Aqil felt these people are loyalists, they love Hussein ibn Ali, I've got a lot of bay'ah now. He sent a letter to Hussein. He told him, فَإِنَّ الْأَمْرَ قَدْ تَهَيَّأَ. The place is ready for you. It's just waiting for you now to come. On the day of Hajj, first day, Yawm Tarwiyah, where the people are going Hajj, the noble companion, Al-Hussein ibn Ali radiallahu anhu, he heads towards Kufa. Hussein is now on his way from Mecca. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad has all the information given to him. By who? By Ma'qil. He told his soldiers and his men, bring Hani ibn Urwa to me. I need him now. Hani was brought. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad said to Hani ibn Urwa, where is Muslim ibn Aqil? Hani ibn Urwa, fearful, scared for his life, he said, I don't know. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad said, second time I'm going to ask you, Ayna Muslim ibn Aqil? Where is Muslim ibn Aqil? Hani ibn Urwa said, I don't know. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, he called Ma'qil. He said, Ma'qil, come. Ma'qil came and he stood in front of Hani ibn Urwa, and Hani was left shocked. He realized the man who brought the money to us, who said that he's a supporter of Hussein ibn Ali, was a spy all along. He realized that the matter was deception. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad looked at Hani ibn Urwa and he said to him, now I'm going to ask you again, where is Muslim ibn Aqil? Hani said, Wallahi, if Muslim ibn Aqil is under my feet right now, I wouldn't even lift my feet for you to take him from it. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad became so angry. فَضَرَبَ Hani, he beat up Hani ibn Urwa, and then he told him to be put in prison. When the news reached Muslim ibn Aqil that Hani ibn Urwa was beaten and that he was put in prison, he took 4,000 men from the people who gave him pledge of allegiance, from the people of Kufa. Muslim ibn Aqil said, come, and he sieged the palace in which Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad was staying in. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad at that moment is sitting with the tribal leaders. So he says to them, listen, all of you guys, we're sieged now by Muslim ibn Aqil. I'm going to tell you guys, if you guys help me, I promise to give you things that you guys have never ever seen. I will give you al-ataya, givings that you've never seen. And if you guys don't help me, there's coming an army from Sham that Yazid is sending that will destroy you. And none of you would raise a hand. The tribal leaders became scared. They went back and they started to take their children. They said to their children, leave Muslim Aqil. The mother would go and take her child. The father would go, he'd take his son, his brother, his nephew, everybody started to take it. And guess what remained with Muslim ibn Aqil? Only 30 men from the 4,000 remained with him. 30 men. And that day the sun did not set, my brothers and sisters, except that Muslim ibn Aqil, no one was with him except himself. Everybody left him. وَبَقِيَ وَحِيدًا, he remained by himself, walking on the streets of Kufa, not knowing where to go. So he knocked on the door of a woman who was from the people of Kinda. He said to her, I need water, I'm very thirsty. She said, who are you? Man anta? I'm Muslim ibn Aqil. And he told her story to her. He said, these people of Kufa are deceptive people. They've deceived me. And they are going to also deceive Hussein ibn Ali. He said to her, Hussein is coming. And these people have let him down. He drank the water, he ate the food. But her son ran to Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad and he snitched on Muslim ibn Aqil. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, he sent 70 men. He sieged Muslim ibn Aqil in the house of the woman he was with. And Muslim ibn Aqil is a brave, strong fighter, a warrior. He fought, he killed as much as he could, and then he realized that he wasn't able to carry on. He became tired. They said, listen, we're not going to kill you. Just come with us. They took him and they brought him to Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad said to Muslim ibn Aqil, why did you do what you did? Muslim ibn Aqil, he said, Bay'atun fi a'naqina lil Hussein ibn Ali. There is a pledge of allegiance on our necks for Hussein ibn Ali, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's grandson. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad said to him, Muslim ibn Aqil, inni qatiluka. I'm killing you. You're not going to live. Muslim ibn Aqil said, okay, if that's the case, you're going to kill me. Let me do a wasiyah. I need to speak to somebody, give my last wasiyah, my farewell. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad said, do it if you want to, but you cannot leave here. So he looked around, Muslim ibn Aqil, and then he saw within the people the son of the noble companion, Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas' son, Umar ibn Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas. He saw him amongst the people. He came up to him and he said to him, listen, you're the closest person to me in terms of blood. He said, send someone to Hussein and tell him to return. Tell him there's nothing here for you. وَلَا يَغُرَّنَّكَ أَهْلُ الْكُوفَةِ. Do not let the people of Kufa deceive you. They've lied to me. They are lying to you. And a liar has no opinion. A liar should never be trusted. After he did that, Muslim Aqil was killed on the day of Arafah.